What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Semi-Pro Film Show. We're working our way through a couple of movies, two specifically, based on the Odyssey, the book by Homer. We'll get there.
Christopher Nolan's Odyssey.
Well, I mean, that's the goal, right? Like Christopher Nolan is
No, he invented
directing.
it, I think.
Well, he's directing the first high-budget modern adaptation of this classic tale.
Well,
And
other
when I say
than
that,
the one we're going to talk about.
direct
now.
adaptation, I should say.
Right.
Last week we watched Spider-Man. Nope, a
Nope,
Spongeman.
SpongeBobacy.
Right. What was it? Corn on the Bob. Have you seen that one? Have you seen that video?
Corn on the Bob. I have seen that one. It's a good one.
Yeah, so of course we watched last week the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, which is based on the Odyssey, and it's killer. And then we watched
It's
this, it's based on the
great.
Odyssey. What's interesting is just how different they are, but how similar.
But
and we'll
also
get there.
similar, yeah.
And then I'm excited. I'm a big Chris Nolan fan. I feel like
Right.
as his last two movies, really three, I don't know. It kind of started with Interstellar, but I think Tenet
Sure.
and Oppenheimer and the Odyssey kind of have this vibe about them that
Yeah,
it turns me off a little bit. But I'm a big Chris Nolan fan.
sure.
I'm one of the classic white boys who loves Interstellar.
Right.
Also
I
one of
love
the
me some Interstellar.
Also
Yeah.
one of the classic white boys who loves Tenet, and one of the classic white boys who loves
I
Oppenheimer.
did not love Tenet. I liked Oppenheimer. I don't know that I say I loved
I
it, but I thought
I
it was. I mean, I only saw it the once in theaters, and I had to piss like halfway through because
right,
that movie
as
was
most
long.
movies lately, I feel like I have to.
Right,
Except for Supergirl.
especially that
Supergirl's
one
got a
though.
respectable runtime. So
Yeah, that's why
people
that's
are
my
mad
goat.
about it, but whatever.
Man, we used to be a proper fucking nation.
No, the first time I saw Tenet, I hated it like
Sure.
vehemently. And then the second time I saw Tenet, I was like, this is so good. In traditional Chris Nolan fashion. Like I feel like
I
I thought the same thing
guess.
about Interstellar. I saw it in the movie theater and I was like, this sucks.
No,
And
see, I
then,
loved Interstellar in
oh,
theaters. I watched
interesting.
that in theaters at like 12 or whatever when it came out. Like,
Big Chris Nolan
and
fan.
I guess,
He's making an adaptation of the Odyssey.
right.
And this
But
is
that's not what
his
we're talking about.
outside
This
of
is the blueprint for it, I
correct.
guess.
Well, and that's kind of what we're building to. Why does it matter? Why are we doing Odyssey movies? And it's because Odysseus went on an Odyssey and
Right.
Ulysses
Yeah.
went on a Ulysses.
True. Yeah.
George Clooney went on a George Clooney.
Yeah. He has 6 kids.
He's Nick Cannon.
He's the Nick
Nick
Cannon of the
has
game.
12 kids, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of children.
That's fucked up, man. I can't. That's
and he's not with any of his baby mamas, which means he's paying child support on all 12 of those children.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah. But dude, get your balls snipped at this point.
Right. Like just cut your dick off at this point. Like you cannot be trusted with that shit. No, like you can't even be trusted with just a fucking
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
vasectomy. Like you need to be fucking castrated, dude.
Yes, sir,
like yeah, my brother's another me.
so
Anyways,
we watched the Bussy.
Oh brother, where fart thou?
Oh Bussy, where Bus?
Oh brother, where art thou? See. They break out of
they break out of jail.
The prison camp jail.
Yeah, they're we don't know what any of them were arrested for. We find out later what George Clooney was arrested for.
Right, and that's the only one, I think. But
it really is not important for the story. Does the Odyssey does Odysseus have 2 boys?
I don't know.
I
You're the
don't.
one that said you've read the
I mean,
Odyssey.
yeah, but then we established tonight you read the Odyssey just
I
two
think
years
I think
later than
I
me.
I mean I think I maybe read bits of it at 2 years later, but I don't remember. You know damn well my memory's worse than yours.
Oh,
So
that can't be true. At least your passage
come
of
on.
time memory is better than mine, but
Sure, but also I've smoked way more weed than
that's
you.
true. But I've
So
drank way more liquor than you.
liquor, maybe alcohol content purely. I think we might be close to
I
equal.
don't
I
think
don't
we're
know.
close to
I
even, dude.
don't know.
I
I don't know.
only I
I don't
only took
know.
about 10 months out of the game and I started drinking before you.
Yeah, I mean you started real drinking before me, but I've been on that liquor,
I mean,
you
we all
know.
been sipping, dude.
Yeah.
Um
Point is, weed impacts your memory more than
That's true.
liquor.
But also
So
point is we've both maybe probably read the Odyssey.
maybe neither
Neither
of
of
us
us
remember
remember
it
it.
though, so
But
it's not going to add anything to this fucking
correct.
discussion.
But oh brother, where art thou? If you don't know, because it's a famous movie. You know,
Yeah,
it's a. I think
one of
at
the
this
best
point
Coen
would
Brothers
probably
movie,
be considered
maybe.
a classic.
Maybe a
I
modern
mean,
classic at
2000. I
least.
don't even know that I call
Yeah.
it modern. It's 2 decades old at this point.
I mean, I'd say,
Um,
I'd say, I'd say, I'd say at this point we're only 2 decades into the century. Anything within this century is a modern classic to me
I
personally.
feel
But
like in
that's just
2006
me.
you would have called a movie from '86 a classic,
In 2006, I would have said "Goo Goo Gaga Ababa Juja"
right?
because I would have been
I
5 years old
I
and
feel like
retarded.
most people in 2006 would have called a movie from the '80s a classic, but that just goes more to like
Maybe,
the
I
modern
don't know.
culture of nostalgia and
Sure,
passage of
sure.
time. But um, this is it's a very famous movie. I would consider it a classic. It's the Coen brothers. It's 2001,
Yeah,
but it is based on the Odyssey. I don't know that a ton of people realize that, despite the fact that it's mentioned very explicitly in the opening credits.
right. I mean, it straight up says it.
And it's
They've got
probably
Homer in the movie, and they made him a racist.
right. It's probably the best adaptation of the Odyssey.
I mean, it's up there with SpongeBob at least.
Right. I would say this is probably better than SpongeBob, if not a little less fun.
Maybe.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but man, it, the the hard thing is genuinely the hardest part is I haven't seen Chris Nolan's Odyssey yet,
Sure.
and I think as someone who I'm you know I'm a bit of an optimist when it
Right.
comes to things that I enjoy, and so I'm a bit of an optimist about Chris Nolan's Odyssey, which a lot of people have been very negative towards.
Hmm.
I think Chris Nolan's Odyssey will go down as the best adaptation of the Odyssey. Given as it's a direct adaptation, given as it's Chris Nolan.
I think it'll. I
Um
think it'll at least be the best direct adaptation.
well, for sure it'll be the best direct adaptation. There hasn't been a direct adaptation since the 70s, I think.
Right. Which
Um
I've never seen that one, but from what I've heard, it was pretty good. It was
Maybe,
pretty.
I don't know, it was really boring when I had to watch it in high school, but
Okay. See, I
um
had I had to watch this movie in high school, and it was great. So
right, which as it would be. This movie's awesome.
it's awesome. It fucks
But you know how
hard.
the 70s are, man. No good movie came out
Sure.
in the
Yeah.
70s.
I don't know about that. I think it's. I think
Name
it's a
one. Name one that's not Taxi Driver.
Superman 78.
Not a great movie.
I think it's a great movie. I think it doesn't have it. Don't. I mean, I get your big thing with the 70s is the pacing thing, which I get. But I think I don't know. I think aside from that, I think Superman 78 is a great film.
I think
Um,
Superman 78 is a great version of Superman.
See, I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't. I'd say it's a good version of Superman. I'd say it's a great movie because of Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor. But
I well,
that's
my next point was going to be my next counterpoint.
that's not the movie we're talking about though.
Listen, we're
We
just
should
talking.
talk. We're just talking. I mean, I'm just saying how I feel, man.
I am
But
Bill Cosby. I raped
oh,
all them children.
oh no, hey, come on, that was a good bar, but he only rapes grown adult women. Come
Oh,
on,
okay,
be
my fault.
serious.
My fault.
Be real.
This is just a little aside. Um,
Sure.
did you know that my father-in-law worked for Bill Cosby for about 8 months?
No, that's awesome.
He was his PR representative, and he said he was
Wow.
the biggest jerk.
I bet. Yeah.
And he said he never got any sense of anything, and now my father-in-law can be a little um he can be a little oblivious to things from
Okay.
time to time,
Yeah.
as a lot of father-in-laws can be. But he said he
Sure.
never got any sense of like him doing anything like shady like that. Because I asked him, that was my first question. I was like, "Well, did you know?" And he was like, "No, like never got any
Right.
sense he was doing anything like that." But
Okay.
he was a big jerk. He's like
Mm.
people like they would be walking somewhere and people would be like, "Oh, dude, Bill Cosby," and he would just like bump shoulders with them aggressively and walk past them.
God. But
Um,
but but he made Fat Albert.
he
So,
did make, and he made Little Bill.
yeah. So,
He made Little Bill,
you know,
which is no
maybe it can be forgiven.
Little
What?
Bill is no Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
No, which let's talk about that movie since that's the
Yeah,
movie we're
and
talking about.
a few highlights from Oh Brother Where Art Thou.
Let's just jump through the big good parts.
Um, soundtrack,
Yeah, soundtrack is
one of the
killer.
greatest ever, maybe.
Possibly, yeah.
A lot of classic songs with original versions of them done for this movie, which is one of my favorite
Right.
things. I love a cover of a song. I love a cover of an already good song for a movie.
Yeah, and they had at least the one original song, um, The Man of Constant Sorrow, right? That
Is
was
that an original song?
I
I guess I assumed.
I assumed it was original. I've never actually looked into it. All I know about it is that it was originally in the movie they go to the
Wheezy out of
Radio
here.
Shack where they Wheezy out of here where they sing into the can and get $10
Per person, and they lie
and
about how many of them there are.
right, which was great.
Killer bit, yeah.
But I know originally it was recorded with George Clooney and gang like singing the actual vocals, and then afterwards they went and ADR'd it with Dan Tyminski, who's a uh somewhat famous, not super big bluegrass singer, who was the main. I think they may have, you know, what did you say? High School Musical did, where it
Yeah,
was the
which
overlap of
if you don't know, in High School Musical, the first one specifically, Zac Efron
right.
doesn't do his own vocals, and they have a different guy singing for him. Same guy who's still working with Zac Efron to this day,
Oh,
because Zac Efron does a lot of musicals even
sure.
still. In the second one, High School Musical 2, what they did instead of just completely ADRing him because it didn't sound natural was having this musician sing over Zac Efron's parts from on set, and then they would blend the audio together. They'd sort of do like a
Right.
50% opacity for lack of a
Which
better
I
word.
think is to at two maybe not the full 50%. I think it was maybe more like 75-25.
I
Like
don't know. After seeing the end part, I don't know that that's what they did.
sure. I mean I just know at least the version that's on Spotify of Man of Constant Sorrow is only credited to Dan Tyminski
Yeah,
and
and it could
his
be that it's
bluegrass
it's a
band.
complete it's a
But
complete
I
cover.
know that there is in the and I pointed this out when it was happening in the end scene when they're singing a different song in the jailhouse now. It's actually Buster Scruggs. What's his name? The
Tel Aviv?
Tel Aviv Vision. No. Tim Blake Nelson.
Right. I was close.
He's kind of he is actually singing because he's a genuinely good
Well, yeah,
singer,
and I
especially in that bluegrass kind of sound.
yeah,
He's very
and that
good.
one's different. I think I don't know. I don't know that they blended
Well,
it. It doesn't
that one
matter.
that one that one you can really tell the difference between when Tim Blake Nelson is actually singing and when it cuts to George Clooney or John Turturro singing, and it's very clearly ADR'd, like it's very even if it is like the whole thing is lip sync ADR whatever. Tim Blake Nelson's voice sounds like him.
Right.
The other
And
ones are clearly like even if it is recorded as an actual song with Tim Blake Nelson and the other guys, fucking Dan Tyminski's band, but
there is also just anytime audio for a musical, and this is not a musical by any stretch of the imagination, but
no,
anytime there's audio for a musical, you can definitely tell when the audio was captured um on set and then covered versus when it wasn't and they're lip
sure.
syncing, because I think it tends to work better, at least in my opinion. And I also hate musicals, so none of this matters, but
Okay, fair,
um
yeah.
there's a big difference between when they capture audio on set and then have a musician and or the actor re-sing
Mhm.
that part versus
Right.
when somebody sings that part and then they have the actor or a musician capture it in the studio after. Like you flip those,
Okay.
you can tell a difference. And but
We can
and
Tel Aviv Vision,
correct. And we've talked about this on the
really.
podcast several times. I think
Have
last
we?
time was Goldeneye or Tomorrow Never Dies, but bad ADR
Yes.
or just ADR in general stands out to me so much.
Right. Well,
And it's
you're a big audio guy.
that's
You
true.
you always
I
pick
have
up
that
on that. You've got
audiotism.
audiotism. Yeah. My brother's
Man,
another me.
right here, right here, right here.
Oh
Um
man.
but yeah, like I didn't notice it in the scene where they're recording the song, which is the famous song from this movie. I am a
Right.
man of constant
Right.
sorrow.
Other than Big Rock Candy Mountain, which I'd say is equally as famous.
I
It's the
don't know that
intro
it's
song.
as equally
I
famous,
don't
but
know. That's the one personally. But before watching this movie, like again for the first time since high school, like a year ago, that was always the one I associated with this movie.
mm,
Maybe it's just because that's when I first heard that song, but
and
also
it plays over
it
the
also would have
credits,
been
which helps.
yeah.
I don't know. I think Man
And
of
it's just
Constant
I mean it's
Sorrows
just a banger,
is the Oh Brother Where Art Thou song.
Maybe.
Or
Comment down below what
yeah,
the
that's
"Oh
true.
Brother Where Art Thou" song is. Is it
Down at the
Big
River.
Rat King? I wouldn't say it's that one,
No,
but
but
I
that's
mean
a
that was
good
a good
one.
one. That was
That was more my point. Like that was the whole
sure.
point of this segment,
Maybe it's in the jailhouse now.
right?
The Blake Nelson song. Comment down below.
So many good songs from this movie.
Yeah.
Soundtrack is top notch. Coen Brothers. This was only directed by one of them. I don't remember which one.
Well, that's the standard Coen Brothers thing is that one of them writes, the other directs. I
Right.
think they're not like a Safdie Bros thing where they co-direct. I think the usual thing is that because it started one of them was a kind of big. I mean, not super big, but they like somewhat successful writer or director, whichever one, and then brought in the other one because nepo baby shit,
I feel
and
like
got
Nepo
them to write it.
Brother is not as bad as
Nepo,
Nepo
it's
Baby.
different for sure, but no, I'm just saying
Yeah, no,
like
I
it's
understand what you mean. M- Soundtrack's great. The script is also
yeah, the fucking the dialogue, that was the big thing we kept talking about, was so good and natural sounding. Everyone talks about this, oh, Tarantino dialogue, so natural. Fucking who's the other one they always say has super great natural dialogue?
I can't remember, but
It doesn't matter. Some other fucking admittedly very talented, but whatever, douchebag. None of them got shit on the Coen brothers shit.
I I I
At least, at
I I
least, at
don't know.
least
I
in this,
disagree.
at least in this movie, I don't
No, no,
know.
no. I
I'd say
agree that the
this, I'd say
dialogue of this is some
this
of my
movie,
favorite film dialogue of all
I'd
time.
say this movie bodies any of the, because that's at least with Tarantino, and maybe I just of late have somewhat of a hate boner for Tarantino,
Yeah, no, and I get
but
that. I don't think the dialogue in this movie. I think the dialogue in this movie is better than Tarantino dialogue. I don't think it's more natural. It's not natural, and I think that's what makes it great. Eh,
see, I don't
Some of the
know.
dialogue does feel natural, but most of it, like,
I think
it's
it's got that mix
stylized,
where, yeah,
and
it's got that
that's
the
what I disagree
balance
with. Like,
of
I feel like it's
sure.
stylized, and that's what I like about it. It's no most the average person in this movie. In fact, I would say almost everybody in this movie. No one in this movie talks like a normal person, but they everybody in this movie
I don't know.
talks in a
I think
way.
I think Tim Blake Nelson was pretty normal. I
No,
think
he
he's the
was just
exception, maybe.
wasn't.
I mean,
He was a
he wasn't
normal.
normal to
He
our
was a
standard. He was,
normal retard.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Which, I'm retarded, so he's
right, that's
normal to
true.
me. It's nice to see some
and
representation,
and and one of the things that I think the Coen brothers do great at in their dialogue is just like it's the repetition of phrases or whatever.
Right.
Um,
What was the
you want
one
to eat some
when
ferret, like, or
right, you want to know, you want some
you
gopher?
want some gopher,
We got some gopher.
and he
You want some
he
gopher?
says it once and it's like, oh, ha ha ha, and then he says it
Like,
twice and you're like, ha ha ha, and then he says it, I think, four times,
like two or three more times. Yeah, like it's just
and it ends at the
uh
last time that it would have been funny.
right.
Before it got old, right before it got
Well, it's
old.
because he slightly switches it up each time. It's like the first time he says gopher. Then he's like to one of them specifically. He's like, hey, you want some gopher? Then George Clooney walks back up. He's like, hey, Ulysses, you want some gopher? Then he's it and it's the integration. I feel like
Mhm.
it's mixed perfectly in with like this, fucking George Clooney and John Turturro are having this like actual genuine dialogue about whatever, who cares, and then it'll just like intercut with fucking Tim Blake Nelson just going, hey man, you want some gopher?
But once again, not
And no one acknowledges
not
it. Is what
never.
is the great, like it's
But
no,
I
the one I was thinking of though was was fucking
bona fide.
when he sees his kids, he's bona fide.
But once again, not natural, in my opinion. maybe I'm wrong for that.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just friends with more autistic retards than you, but that shit seems natural as hell to
I don't
me.
know. Maybe that's true.
Like
But the kids
maybe
were
the
just supposed
Cohen
to
brothers are
be.
just
Well,
retarded.
there's that, and I think the Coen brothers definitely do probably have some sort of neurodivergence.
Oh,
I
for
mean, how could they
sure.
not,
Yeah.
right? But
Like, yeah.
yeah, and I think the dialogue works,
No,
especially
I
in
mean
this
with
movie.
with the kids, it was much less natural. It was more just, stylized comedy.
And
Yeah,
there's lots
but
of moments like that, like even at the Klan rally, or the big speech at the
kind
end of the
of
movie, or anytime George Clooney opens his mouth, like it's that those
right.
moments all feel like these big grand monologues, and I wouldn't be surprised if they
Sure,
were
yeah.
based on text from the Odyssey.
Right, because that's the movie, yeah.
Um, but everything in the script is done almost perfectly. I wouldn't call this quite a perfect movie, but it's a movie that's done
I might
almost
call it
perfectly.
that.
Like that's what I would say. I would call this a movie done
Okay.
almost perfectly. Quick and the Dead, that's a
I might
perfect movie.
just yeah.
Um,
I don't know, I might put this up there with Quickland. I might call this the perfect movie. I don't know. I mean, it's no Fantastic Mr. Fox, which we'll get
True.
there at
We
some
will,
point,
yeah, at some point. Probably
but I
after
might
Batman.
right after Superman slash girl, and then our one of our two Batman sweeps. Yeah, we'll get there.
I was thinking about just as a one-off doing the 78 Supergirl movie.
Well, yeah, no, you said that maybe you don't remember because you were drunk, but fucking 2 days ago you suggested that
Ah,
we do the
I don't drink
the
alcohol
first
actually.
no, that's true. You were high on crack cocaine. I'm
I don't
sorry.
do that either. I've been sober for years, man. What are you talking about?
Right. You get high on life. But the you suggested Superman, the first two Reeves Superman movies, and then
Mm.
Supergirl film,
See, now in my sober state,
right? Which you always are. You've
right?
never not
Correct.
been sober.
I think maybe just the Supergirl movie on its own,
I mean, sure. I would also really like to watch. I mean, maybe we just do Supergirl on its own
and
for
then we do Reeves
Supergirl
Superman,
movie,
all four of them.
right? That would be good. Yeah, because I've never seen. I've seen parts
I
of the
would love
third
to do
one,
if we do all four of them. I
and
also want to do
I've never
Returns.
seen the fourth one. Okay, yeah,
But
I
anyway,
guess.
not the point for tonight.
Not
We'll
the movies
discuss
we're
it later.
talking about, yeah, but stay tuned for those.
Also, fun fact, I have an actual fact for this. Josh used to
Yeah,
research facts he used to research trivia for the podcast back when he was
right.
on.
Rest in peace, Joshua
Yeah, he
Clemens.
died. He fell off.
Comment down below. Rest in peace, Joshua Clemens.
Comment Josh fell off.
Yeah, yeah,
You will be the only person to comment either of those things.
yeah. I'll comment both probably.
Um, but this was the first movie, and I'm only bringing it up because it leads
This
into
was the
something I want to
first
talk about.
movie ever.
This was the first movie to ever be digitally color graded.
Right. Yeah, that's
It's sort
true.
of based on some private trivia that I learned from a Red Letter Media video. Private trivia? What the fuck am I talking about? Um,
Yeah, real niche.
so this movie and Jason X were both
Right.
digitally color graded because the technology got to that point right at the same time. Jason X got the release date pushed back by like 2 years, something ridiculous. So this movie came out first, but this is the first theatrically released movie to ever be color graded digitally on a computer.
Hmm.
And number one, it shows, but in a good way.
Sure. In a great way. Yeah, the
Um,
colors are
well,
beautiful.
and also I color grading is one of the things that I think digital filmmaking has really it is an improvement, a drastic improvement.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
That's the one thing it's got going for it, you know?
you watch movies prior to digital color grading and they all kind of look the same in terms of color. Now, I think
Sure.
we're so far removed from that that now we're seeing the negative aspects of digital color grading in the
Mhm.
what's the buzzword, the Netflix color grading or whatever they're
The
calling
yeah,
it,
the Netflix Disney color grading, whatever it
where
is,
everything's
yeah.
gray and flat and whatever. So maybe
Right.
I'm speaking too soon, but I think movies through pretty much the 70s through 90s all kind of had this things were sharp and whatever. Like I still think things look better than the Netflix Disney color grading, but
Sure.
very
But
similar
the color
grade.
grading itself was just, yeah, it was very, very bland. It was, I mean, it was
It wasn't even bland,
the
but there
film.
wasn't movies didn't have a specific color grade based on the vibe they
Right.
were going for.
Yeah.
And this
Whereas
movie,
this did,
yeah,
yeah.
it's the Middle East.
Very
It's the
much
Middle
so,
East
yeah.
yellow color grade.
Kinda, but it's not just that, you
It's
know?
mostly that.
It's not just a yellow filter, though. It's like,
No, it's the
it's the
best
yellow,
version of that.
it's the yellows pop, and, it's that
The yellows, the browns, the tans.
I don't know, I think maybe this is a fucking, I don't know, whatever take, uninformed take, but I feel like modern day film color grading, digital color grading, is mostly leaning cool tones. Like it's all more blue leaning, you know? It's more cool tones, kind of these kind of bland blue shit, you know? Whereas back in the day it was, you know, it was more balanced. And
I feel like
this
if modern color grading leans more blue, I feel like this leans more warm and yellow, which
It
is
definitely
fine and it
does, but
works.
it leans more yellow, but it still has that classic balance where the blues still pop, you know?
Sure,
Like
sure.
there's a lot of scenes where there's like, you know, you feel that contrast, that juxtaposition. Have we talked about the plot of this movie at all? Does it
No,
matter?
we haven't really been doing plot breakdown. We've just been talking about stuff we liked
That's
and didn't like.
true. Yeah.
Um, Cast. Let's do cast.
Yeah. Um
Um,
Tim Blake
Tim Blake
Nelson, the
Nelson.
GOAT,
Yes.
easily.
Um,
Easily the GOAT of this movie.
this might be a hot take. I feel like George Clooney is completely replaceable in this.
Sure. I wouldn't say completely, but he should have been, I mean, you said this while we are watching, he should have been Val Kilmer.
For sure. Well, but I think that about
Any main
anyone.
character
Yeah.
ever, yeah. For sure.
Yeah, but it's not even like I like
Rest in
George
peace,
Clooney.
King.
Like I like a lot of the George Clooney movies. I think
Sure.
he's a very talented actor. I don't think George Clooney was ever as talented as people assumed he was. I think he was
Right.
just handsome.
Yeah, for
And this movie
sure.
needed a handsome
And I
leading
do, I mean,
man.
I like him in this. Like, I don't know, he's got some good charisma.
He
You know,
does.
a lot of that comes from just him being a handsome man,
And I think
but
a lot of it comes from the direction that he
just
got.
the direction and the script, yeah, for sure.
Um and he was good for this. I just feel like as leading man, and in my mind, I think George Clooney's character is, I mean, he's
Who would be,
Odysseus.
other than Val Kilmer, obviously, who would be your replacement for George Clooney in this? Because I don't know if I have one other than Val Kilmer, obviously.
Bruce Campbell?
Ooh, good one.
Um but
Yeah.
somebody like that, somebody who's handsome
Yeah.
but also has a bit of character to
Kyle
them.
Kyle Kyle
Kyle
MacLachlan?
MacLachlan is great.
Yeah, that'd be a
That
good
that
one
that I think is
too.
the thing. It's George Clooney is he's actor man, right?
He's
And
John
once
Actor.
again,
He's a nothing
I
burger, you
I I
know.
I like George Clooney in things. I like George Clooney as an
I like
actor.
George Clooney in this
Right,
even,
correct. Love him in this, but I feel like
but
this main role
he
could have
is he
used
is
somebody.
very,
To
yeah.
be honest, not in this era, but in the modern day, a Matt Damon, right? Like who's about to play
Mm,
this character. I feel like Matt
I don't
Matt
know. I don't.
Damon.
I'd personally put Matt Damon in the same. I mean,
I see. I disagree. I
I don't
think
know.
Matt Damon.
I think he's a better actor than George Clooney, but I don't think he has like he doesn't have the charisma for this
I'm
personally.
not even
Like,
talking
I don't know.
charisma. I'm talking about like a a literally
Aura?
me,
Aura farming? I mean, personally, if I'm making this in the modern day, I'm throwing fucking maybe it's just because you said literally me. I'm saying Ryan
well
Gosling in this
that
hoe.
I was trying to remember Ryan Gosling's name. That's why I said
Right.
literally me. But
Oh, okay.
and I would put, not to the same extent, but I would put Matt Damon in that category of actors who when they're in something, they have a certain character about them regardless of what they're playing. Like they bring something to the table
Sure.
that's not just
Yeah.
the script, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
George Clooney is not that. Now, I think I don't know that anybody other than Ryan Gosling in the modern era brings that to the table.
I
Um
think there's definitely
but
some.
but your
Not that I
but
know
your
of or
your
can
Kyle
think of, but
MacLachlan's, your Bruce Campbell's, those kind of actors did in the
hmm
90s, early 2000s. I would argue Matt Damon does that, which is why I think he's a good cast for Odysseus, but that's neither here nor there.
maybe I don't know.
Um I think that's the thing, George, oh man, name just left my mind. Doc Holliday, uh,
Val
Val
Kilmer
Kilmer, like he was one of those. Like he brings something to the table
for
that's not
sure.
just
Yeah.
nothing.
hmm
Um,
it's I mean, it's the difference between, not to sound super pretentious, but just acting and reading the script and embodying it and taking it as your own and making it your own
well,
thing,
yeah, I think
like,
that's the big thing. It's the making it your own thing that I don't think George Clooney does in
right.
this.
Sure,
There's never a
yeah.
moment watching this where I'm like, yeah, George Clooney is bringing something to this role. I said this while we were
Right.
watching it. Like he is completely
You did, yeah.
replaceable
For
in
sure.
this. And
I
it
mean, this definitely should have been. This was a this is the it's the Batman and Robin effect where it should have been Val Kilmer, you
sure.
know?
Well, who's a famous Coen Brothers actor who could have filled this?
Fucking, I don't know, Jeff Bridges.
Honestly, like
Like, yeah, yeah.
um I don't know. It's and it's not that George Clooney's bad in this, cuz he's not. He's
Right. No,
good.
he's very good, in fact. It's just that he's kind of
He could
like,
have been more. I
yeah.
mean, that's the big thing.
Just with
And
it's great because this movie is so good that the weakest part is very good,
the weakest part of this movie is a
and that
very
weakest
good
part is
performance.
George Clooney. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't think a single other actor in this movie is replaceable. And
No,
I think
no.
that
Other than,
probably
I mean,
makes it
maybe
stand
some,
out.
there's, I mean, but maybe fucking Homer. Like, I don't know, he was good, but I feel like someone else could. Like,
Maybe, but I don't
there
know.
were.
Like his little character bits were very
It was
good.
good. It
Like
was
him at the
good.
Klan
Yeah,
rally, like he's bringing
yeah.
something to that, you know?
Right.
Um Like, I don't
I
think
mean, I don't know how much of that was the actor and how much was just because I don't know the actor
right,
is more
sure.
my point. But obviously, yeah, like
It takes some
fucking
hate in your heart to deliver that,
John Goodman. No one could have replaced John Goodman as
right?
the
Correct.
Cyclops clanman. You know,
The current mayor, I can't remember his name. Not Homer.
governor, I believe it
Governor.
was,
Yeah, either way.
but yeah, I don't
I
remember
can't
his
picture
name,
anyone
and I
else
don't
in
know the
that
actor's
role.
name. Yeah, no, he was great. Same with all his, or at
His
least
goons, his
his
sons.
yeah, all his son goons constituents. They were all
George Clooney's
irreplaceable.
wife,
Yeah,
I feel like was Granny's
yeah.
peach
Even I
tea.
honestly, especially his the cuckolder,
Yes. Yeah.
the
His
replacement,
three
he was great.
daughters.
The three daughters especially, they
That's my
carried this
point.
movie.
Like,
He's bona fide. Their whole little back and forth where they're going line for line.
there's nothing
God, yeah.
wrong with George Clooney's performance in this. I just still feel like it's the weakest link of this movie. And I
Absolutely,
know
yeah.
why it's
And
George
that just, I
Clooney.
mean, ultimately, that just goes to say like how good this movie
Right.
is. That the weakest part is an
Well, and it
admittedly
also
very good performance. Like he
completely
was
makes
great in this.
sense why they would cast George Clooney in this. He's a good actor,
Right.
and he
He's a good
was at his
actor
peak in
at
2001.
great actor at his peak and very
Very handsome.
charismatic leading man, handsome guy dude, you know.
Um, but yeah, I mean, we've said all we can say about that.
I think there's a ship in the bottle
Really,
personally.
already.
Oh, what do you mean already? This is over. We've said what else can we say?
I
I
was
mean, I can hold it if you got more. I can hold
I
my
was
ship
gonna
in the
talk about
bottle, but
cinematography, but it's not important.
I mean,
When I said
yeah,
already, I
that's
just meant it's been 40 minutes.
right. Which personally, I was aiming for a tight 30,
When I
so that's
but
well
ship in a
past my
bottle is not
mark.
about the length of the podcast. It was more just to the state of your bodily systems. But
Yeah,
no, I understand. Yeah, I mean, seal's broken. Yeah,
I'm on my seventh beer. My seal's been broken since
right.
before you even hopped on tonight, dude. Like
Yeah, I mean, I got
I'm being
six,
broke
but
that
six with
seal.
less liquid. But I also had
6, 7.
right. I've had 4 bottles
Comment
of
down
water.
below.
Comment six, seven
I've
in
had
repeat. Um,
yeah. Comment George Clooney should be replaced by Val Kilmer.
George Floyd.
Down below. Rest in peace, Juneteenth. Never forget. Comment down
Look how
below.
joint
Never
I am, dude.
forget. Dude, you are joint as hell. You see how joint I am?
The buzz cut, I feel like, makes me look more joint.
It does. The
The buzz
shaved
cut
head makes
beard,
anyone
you know
look
what I
more
mean?
joint. Yeah.
Am I pulling off the David Cornsweat buzz? Because that's what I was going for.
Um, I mean,
That's literally the picture I showed
kind
my
of.
barber.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have the same
I don't have the
hairline,
well,
so
it's the
it's
widow's peak. He's got that really
right.
deep widow's peak.
He's
And
got
not the widow's peak in
the
the terms of the like the
no, no,
bad hairline. Yeah.
you've got it's the everyone's hairline, at least every man's hairline is an M.
Right. Mine's pretty flat, actually.
Yours is a very flat M, but it
Well, I
still
mean, yeah,
goes up
yeah,
more on it still
it's
goes up
the
more on the
McDonald's
sides,
arches. That's
whereas Corn Sweats goes up right, his M is right in the middle, you know?
right. Yeah. And I've got a little guy.
But yeah, I mean, you got the Corn Sweat, I got the fucking Nicholas Holt, you know?
Right.
1A! 1A! 1A!
Superman just saved a bus full of children. Fuck.
God, I fucking hate him! I want him dead! Comment
We
down
will watch Superman at
below.
some
I
point.
hate Superman. Yeah.
We're gonna take a little pause next week because I'm gonna be out of town. Then we'll be back.
Yeah. And then what are we doing next?
We'll do
Or
Supergirl.
Supergirl? Oh yeah,
We'll
just
kick it off with
the
Supergirl
one
just because I'll
Supergirl
be out of
because
town
it's
the
yeah,
release
it'll
of Supergirl, so we'll
right,
get
so
some of
it'll
the
yeah,
it'll
yeah.
be the week after Supergirl when and back. But great film. One of the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
we've seen.
One of the best adaptations of the Odyssey, at least
The
top
best.
2,
I would say this is better
probably.
than the SpongeBob movie, though that's great. I'd
Maybe.
still say,
I don't know. I don't know. I'd put them
you
on
know,
par
and
personally,
I
but
disagree with you, but I don't care enough to
okay.
actually argue that point.
Yeah, I don't care about you.
I do
So
care about you. You're one of
I
my best
do
friends
too.
on
I'm
earth, man.
lying.
I love you so
Yeah, I
much,
love you,
Daniel.
buddy. You my dog. You my boy. Hey, my brother's just another me.
That was
Wheezy out of here.
Wheezy. We didn't explain that. He goes to Wheezy radio station,
Right.
WEZY.
Wezzy.
Yeah, Wheezy out of
But
here.
yeah, comment down below. Wheezy out of here.
Comment down
I
below. Your
guess.
mother just another brother.
I guess.
The ship
Thanks
is
for
in the bottle,
watching.
though. I will say the
Yeah,
ship
it's
is currently.
it is jammed and it is about to
Dude,
bust
it's
out the
about
bottle,
there's water in
dude.
the bottle,
Like,
dude. See
yeah.
you guys next week or the week after.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Whenever you watch this. Yeah, that's good. Great.